Lesson 2, we're learning how to slide. So beside translate, write the word slide. This is my favorite one because it's the easiest one. Okay? When you slide, there's this thing called a, hey, balaki. I know you don't have a headphone in your ear, right? Thank you. Okay, there's this thing called a vector. Write this down. There's this thing called a vector. What a vector is, it looks like a set of points. The only difference between parentheses and vector is that the set of what looks like points has a point to it. So it's not a round parenthesis. It's almost like a really wide V that's going to have 2 points in it. It's going to have an X and a Y. For example, this right here. You see where it says 7, 4? That's a vector. That's what all of your vectors are going to look like. All that tells you is how far to go sideways and how far to go up and down. Because your X, when you're plotting a point, your X goes sideways first. So whatever's here goes side to side, and whatever's on your Y goes up and down. So watch this. What's the vector here? What's the vector on example A? 2 and 5. So we go sideways 2 and up or down 5. So this is your range of movement. So all you're going to do, this is it. Are you ready? Everything that has an X is 2 positive or negative? It's positive. So on your OGs, which are right here, this is your OG. To all of your X's, all you do is add 2 because it's positive. If it was negative, what do? Minus it. Yeah. So to get your new points, you add 2 to all of your X's. So negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So those are your new points. So what's our Y? You add 5. So all you do to find the new points is add 5 to all of your Y's. Negative 1 plus 5 is 4. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. Negative 1 plus 5 is 4. That's it. That's for sliding. So what happens, watch this. Hey, which one of these is the new and which one's the OG? Top is the, how did you know that? Because of the what? What are those things? Prime. This is your new. This is your OG. So watch this real quick. Put a dot on your G. And then put a dot up here on G prime. What is the difference between the old and the new going sideways? How many blocks are there between this one and this one? 2. Well, that was our vector, right? It's like saying I have to slide this over twice and up how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it to this lesson. Okay, now we just need to practice. So let's go down to 2A. 2A's right here. Will you go ahead and plot the OG points? I'm going to use blue. All I'm going to do is plot these points. I'm doing 2A. Don't plot the fourth one like I tried to do. What's the fourth one? It's your what? That's your vector. Don't plot it. That's your vector. I tried to do it too. This is how much you're moving. What shape is it? It's a triangle. Okay, now let's go ahead and write our new points, okay? So here's our new. A becomes A prime. So I'm going to circle all of my x's. To get to the new point, what do I have to do to all of those? What is it? What's this say?
Plus you add.
You subtract 4. So in your calculator, I want you to literally press 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4. Which is? Notice we're just doing all the x's first, not the y's. 1 minus 4. 7 minus 4. Good. Then, what's the y in the vector? The y is negative 1. So that means I have to subtract 1 from all of the y's. 6 minus 1? 1 minus 1? 5 minus 1. Those are your new points. Okay, so let's go graph those new points. I didn't mean to use auburn colors, but I like it. Okay. Can you try 2B? Can you try 2B for me? Yes, you can. Thank you. Yes, wait. You could. Here's the problem. Remember your multiple choice test. There's not always going to be a graph. It might say A has a point of 2, 6. Move A with this vector, and you're not going to have a graph. So I need you to know both ways, okay? All right, I'm going to go plot my original points on 2B. How was 2A? Y'all good? Okay, go plot these points. Did you get the same numbers as me? Okay. So did you put a plus 7 underneath all the x's? And a plus 1 underneath all the y's? Okay. Bless you. Uh-oh, one of mine's off. Which one did y'all not get the same thing as me? Because I think one of mine's off. -1, -1, -2, -4. Oh, it's +3. Yes, thank you. Because -4 plus 7 is +3. Yes. Yeah? Okay, there's only one other thing that you need to recognize. You've been doing it the whole time. But let's look at number 1. If it says, write a translation vector from A to B, and this is A and this is B. If you can't see the triangle very well, this is what it should look like. So to write a translation vector, all you have to do is go from the same point to the same point. How many points could you go from? 3. There's 3 different points on this triangle, right? It does not matter which one you start with. You just have to go to that same spot. So I can't go from top to bottom. If I'm going to start right here at the top, I have to go to the top. Does that make sense? Parker, headphone, please. Wherever you start, you have to stop at the same spot on the second figure. So if I start here, then I have to count to here. Does that make sense? When you're writing a translation, if I start here, then I have to count to here, right? Okay, so if I'm writing a translation vector, are we focusing? Remember, this way goes side to side first and then up to down. So starting at A, how many boxes do I cross sideways to get to this point? Positive or negative? If you're going that way, it's positive, right? So it's going to be 3. And then how many boxes do I have to go down? 5. And I'm going down, so it has to be negative. So you just wrote a translation vector. You figured out the vector to go from A to B. Okay, now on 2, let's make this person A and this one B. Try it. Does not matter which point you start at, as long as you're consistent. So go from this one, from A to B. What you think? Good?
So sideways first?
Sideways first. Because when you're graphing, you always go sideways first. Okay? That's lesson 2. Wasn't terrible, right? Can I go over this one? So from here, I had to go +3 sideways to get to the line I needed to be. And then down, I had to go down 5, which made it negative. Okay? Let's look at the back. I'm going to leave off 2 for you. I'm going to leave off 2. So what I want you to do, and this is different from my first class, I want you to do 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8. Because those are just writing the translation vectors. Okay, so I only want you to do 3 graphs, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, on these, I need to see your original picture and then your new picture and your new points. So I need to see what's A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Remember, this is your vector, so don't graph your vector. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to use these, that's fine with me. Y'all know what OG stands for, right? Original. Okay. I don't want y'all just saying that and not knowing what it stands for. All right, let's do this for our practice.